guys, it's me, Liv. So I'm back again with another project that I did using my Create and Inspire kit that I received this month for the month of October. So this time I'm going to be using up the rest that I have of the paper, and I'm going to be doing some embossing as well as using the metallic rub-ons. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and use this really cool chunky embossing powder that I have from Wow. I believe it's called Sandcastle, and in this powder, because it's so thick, it's really cool how it leaves a lot of gradation because it has glitter in it as well. So it's a little bit of a different embossing powder. So next, I'm actually going to cut out those leaves because I am going to use them for my layering. And I'm going to cut out both the stamped on leaves as well as the embossed. Then I'm going to pull out those metallic rub-ons that you had seen that had come in the kit just to give it a little bit more color. And I decided I'm going to use a vellum base. So I'm taking out that stencil again that you had seen in the previous video, and I'm going to use those metallic rub-ons through the stencil to give some different color variation. Now I really like the way that these rub-ons worked on vellum. They were a little tough to use them from what I'm used to because I'm used to very creamy type of waxes when I do my mixed media. So this one was not as creamy as what I have used, but it definitely came out really cool when you started working with them. So once I had that, I went ahead and just filled up the entire card with a lot of the different colors. I tried using a sponge, but I did find it a lot easier when I went ahead and just used my fingers and put it all over the card. So almost doing that same stenciled covered technique that you saw in the previous video. Now that I have that all done, I'm just kind of taking the combination of the embossed leaves that I have here and figuring out exactly where I want to put them. So now that I've kind of have an idea of where I want everything at, I'm going to go ahead and glue them down. I'm going to use only one side of this vellum because I didn't want a full vellum card, because you'll see what I'm doing at the end. But once that's all done, everything's glued down, I'm going to go ahead and trim this out and then take out some of my die cuts. Now I've gone ahead and cut the vellum out of the die cuts. I decided to use both a circular as well as the die cut that you see here, which is a square with some scallop edging. I'm going to go ahead and glue down the outer edge here and then move on to doing the layering, because my thought is I'm going to create a shaker card out of this one. Now, shaker cards are not my expertise, but I've been playing around with them, so I feel a little bit better about them lately. And once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and figure out the alignment of where the circle would go, because I actually want the circle to be more in and laying flat. And I'm going to pop up that middle piece that you see. So I actually went ahead and did the same exact thing on a smaller scallop square in order to trim out the center of it. And then I'm going to glue down that circle, and then I'm going to work on my shaker part of the card. So here it is, it's all glued down. Now I'm going to take out some of my foam tape so I can make sure that it's all lined up correctly and put that foam tape on the back of it. I'm using some acetate sheets that I have in my stash so that I can put that over the circle and really hold it in place. I am using, when I put the acetate sheets, I don't really like to use glue because it gets all over the place, so I actually use score tape instead, and it really helps stay in place if you're looking for some ideas of how you can not get glue all over the acetate sheets. Once I have that all set, then I'm going to go ahead and take out the foam tape and pop it up. I'm only doing one layer, but I do know people who really want the shaker part to lift up more and actually put 2 layers on top of each other of foam so that the foam is extra thick. I didn't feel it was necessary particularly for this card, but just a tip if you really want to have a lot more space, or if you really chunky type of fillers in there that it won't really move because there's not enough space. So now that I have that all down, I've gone ahead and glued that, and I've left the top without actually sticking it down. Makes it a little bit easier to put in my sequence mix that I have. I have this pre-done mix of a whole bunch of fallish like colors that I already had. Then I had a little bit of that gold left over from that trim. So I decided I was going to use it to cover that larger piece of the black foam that you can see. Note to self, you really probably shouldn't use black foam because you can see through it through vellum. I don't think it's a huge deal on this card, but if you are a stickler about that, you may want to use maybe a whitish color vellum. Now I'm going to go ahead and get some sequins down on here just to make even more sparkle and to bring together the sequins that's in the shaker part of it. And then my card is pretty much complete. Just use the sentiment from my stash, nothing in particular, but I thought it well with this card. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're interested in getting the Create and Inspire kit, be sure to go over and to the createandinspire.com in order to order this kit and to see everyone in the monthly kits. Hope everyone has a good night. Take care. Bye.